welcome to my Green Hill Tomodachi life tutorial. I got a bit of history with Green Hill and other stuff. I painted this for school a while ago. And I also made it in Little Big Planet as a kid. Got a lot of silly creations. So I've got history, and it's really not that hard. You just block out some shapes, make a cute little pattern, and yeah, you get a little simplistic. You kind of look at cell shading and kind of ways to kind of bring pattern and texture in there. It's not too tricky at all. The best part is that this kind of blurs the pixel art a bit, so if you mess it up, it won't be really noticeable. You know, from a distance, it'll look totally fine. And your ideal thing to do is just give it like any sort of definition. Anything that's not like blank color was gonna make it pop. So we're gonna start cutting out the grass. And now we're cutting out the bottom of the grass to kind of give it more suggestion. You know, where like grass ends and where it doesn't, you know. We're cell shading the idea of shadows, you know, and we're starting to blend it in. Once again, we're just adding texture. It doesn't matter really what we're doing. If it looks good, it looks good, you know. I'm just kind of winging it. Now we're adding some shadow below the grass. And it's going to be like a specific amount of depth below, but we're just kind of blending it in together with some airbrushing. Not a big fan of airbrushing until this game. You know, this game has opened my eyes to airbrushing, and clearly with the way that it renders pixel art, airbrushing is complemented heavily in this game. So I like to glaze it with a nice color, and clearly the glazing does it justice in this game. So once again, we are cutting out the grass. I'm trying to build a wall to kind of cover up what the game can and can't do, because, you know, you can't just make a Green Hill loop very easily in this game. So the wall is going to cover up a lot of mistakes. Yay! Once again, we are adding some texture again. We have some shadows. Airbrushing is always a good idea. Yeah, just finding ways to kind of bring that texture out there. It's really nice to kind of make smaller and bigger versions of texture to kind of bring a foreground and background. And you are emphasizing that more with airbrushing the shadows and highlights and fading things a bit backwards with the airbrushing. When you pick a color like green around grass, it gives it an ambient lighting, kind of like a reflected light. Like it's so green that it's making everything around it green. So that's a really fun way to make rendering look fun and colorful. So yeah. We're gonna put some more textures and try to make foliage work around here. And yeah, there's the wall. I tried the waterfall out with some transparency, but it really does not work out. So I tried a flat shape here, and I stretched it out to make it maybe like look like a cute waterfall. But it, you know, it really relies on the texture. The texture carries it heavy, so that's fine. I'm 100% winging it. I did not know what I was doing, and I was almost gonna stop doing it. But once you start like carving out shapes with airbrushing, and then select like the base color, blending that carve out a little bit, it looks a lot better because it's not as a sharp contrast anymore. It's blended in. Thank God for the paint bucket and like the color select tool, because that is saving me right now. And luckily the lighting can make it like look like it's going downwards. That is pretty epic. Now we're making the totems in Green Hill. They are, you know, a little moldy, but you know, who isn't these days? And yeah, once again, we are blocking out shapes. Think of cell shading, think of, you know, most cartoon shows. They don't have the budget to do fully rendered, so they find ways to kind of simplify shapes and emphasize highlights and contrast. And yeah, I'm just trying to give some more color to it now. We're adding the pink tones now and just trying to shape it out. Here I am glazing again. It's got a lot of green mold on it, so I'm just trying to give that pop. Hopefully, you know, it looks good for a distance for right now. And at this point I was just like, look man, it's gonna be all airbrush from here, I don't care anymore. So, yeah, thank God for airbrushing, holy shit. Yeah, anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Here's some bonus content of my old Little Big Planet Sonic stuff, because there was a lot of it. Yay! I used to make this when I was like, I don't know, 14 or 16, I don't know. But here's Green Hill. And the really fun thing is that the game only allowed you to use like 3 layers in the second game. But there were really fun glitches that you could like kind of warp layers, so you could have 300, and I don't know, I thought that was beautiful. So here I am abusing the 300 layers because that's clearly not 3. So I never got to really publish these, so I was never really famous back then, but I used to play this with my friends a lot, and yeah, I'd love to put little secrets here and there. And I guess this was a sticker activated secret. I'm trying to find the right sticker. I don't know. Maybe I'm kind of showing off the stickers I made too with the PS Move tool. Yeah, I can paint. And yeah, Green Hill is greening. We've got a chemical plant. Just changing the background color because it is not blue. Yay! And I started making Angel Island, I guess. You know, those 3D tools are killing it here. This is Stardust Speedway. Yeah, pretty fun. Nothing crazy. Marble Zone's my favorite though. Marble Zone is so pretty. And here is Shadow the Hedgehog and Shrek's future love child from that really weird meme. I don't know. I was a teenager. I don't know what the hell I was making. But yeah, he's playable and he can break the game. So anyways, here's a good Sackbot that I made. He can wall jump, he can do tricks based off of Sonic Colors where you keep pressing it. But I made it rainbow, and every time you do a trick it's like slay, yas, or I don't know. I thought it was cute. So I might add more to it later. I don't know. I still have my PS3. It's fun. So fabulous. Yay! So that Little Big Planet Sonic meme is literally just a Sonic costume with Ape Escape eyes. So let it be known that you can wear it very easily if you have the game. This level I made based off of the Little Big Planet 2 trailer, Bounce Pad trailer, and I don't know, I guess it's just a big piece of nostalgia. So yeah, fun. And here I have made the Chao garden. We have the neutral Chao garden, you know, the default. And then we kind of fly up to the angel garden. Or I guess hero garden. And yep, we are also abusing the 3D layer again. With the dark garden, it's not that finished. And here I am looking for the hub. I am lost. And here's the hub. I was making the staircase, and it was really pretty, but like most of my creations, I never finished. You know, not being diagnosed, I'm just like, why do I keep making new things and never finishing it? And yeah, it just happens. I don't know. Yeah, Hero Garden's so pretty. I'm gonna show you off Space Colony Arc. I loved this one. There was a glitch where you could make the entire background space. And I love glitches, yay! And I also love shadow, so I was like, yeah, I've got to make the arc, I'm sorry, it's so pretty. And I guess I was gonna map out the entire arc, but I don't know, I got distracted. So anyways, here's Seaside Hill and Planet Wisp. Yay! I had a lot of fun with Planet Wisp because you can just like do foliage and pretty flowers, but here's Seaside Hill, you know, it is what it is. And Rooftop Run, Spagonia. This one was pretty fun to make, but also keep in mind the thermometer on the left is full, so you can't make anything else. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Bye, Pantheress.
I could talk about burning the evidence all day. Just try me.